So I'm making this video on the fly because I was just on the train and I see some shit that even for me it kind of just threw me off because when you see shit this blatant, this kind of disrespect that blatantly, okay, let me not waste any time. Basically, I'm on the train. Train is fucking packed like a motherfucker. You already know it's New York City. It's always packed, like especially during rush hour and whatnot. So I'm on the train and there's a couple. They're sitting down in the seat in front of me. I basically have to stand and hover over them. Now, the chick is like some light-skinned, pretty chick, but she's not really even that bad. She's maybe like a 7 and a half at most, okay? But she's with a dude, and it's one of those couples where it's like, you know them couples where it's the skinny guy and then the chick, and you can just tell from the body language right away who's running this shit. You can just tell right away that she's running this shit, that he's just happy that he's with the bitch. And I could tell that this was that situation because while I'm sitting there, I don't know, he basically has his arm around her. And now to be fair, the train is really crowded. They're kind of packed into a seat, but still, that doesn't mean you need to have your arm fucking glued to her fucking shoulders. Because here's the thing, they weren't necessarily even saying anything, but their body language just said like, oh, this bitch. Let me put it like this. My boy Juice put it he put it this way the other day that it hit me and it was like an epiphany. He basically said like, when you're with a girl, she needs to look like she's with you, not like you're with her, which is a lot of times how you see, like, you ever seen like those Instagram models pics or like those chicks that are super vain and vapid. They got a picture and they got some guy, and the guy could be a good looking dude, he could be a successful dude, meanwhile he's just in the back like, hey, I'm guy, I'm generic boyfriend. And that's exactly what you don't want. So anyways, back to the story. I'm on the train and I can just see the body language is kind of like she's running shit. But here's what killed me. At a certain point, I could tell she was getting kind of bored and he was quiet. And she just slowly like kind of looked up at me. And clearly like, and I'm gonna be honest, that day, I was just on my pretty boy shit. I had like my necklace and all this. I was just clean cut, shining, and she clearly peeped the fuck out of me. She just like looked up at me, like with his arm around her. This isn't a bragging video because shit like that, it only feels good for 2 seconds and then it feels horrible for the rest of the time because you realize at the end of the day, I'm not here to be like, oh yeah, I fucked that dude's bitch. That's not cool to me. At the end of the day, those bitches ain't shit. Period. You shouldn't let your ego get gassed by it. And honestly, the point of this video is not even that. The point of this video is to not let yourself get spazzed out with in public and to not constantly be seen and have the body language of a needy ass dude, okay? Because here's what happened. Right when they got off the train, someone dropped their phone. A phone dropped on the floor and it was super packed and they were trying to get out, so they were like scrambling to get the phone, and she basically spazzed on him and she was like, yo man, it's always fucking you, like it's always you, yo. And he just stood there with that face, just like this submissive puppy dog kind of face, and this shit killed me. They proceeded to get the phone and then she got off the train, and I can only imagine what it was like later. Eventually, her emotions calmed down, and when they were alone, they were probably good again, but only for a bit, because those kind of relationships, they're not gonna last. Those chicks, they rip motherfuckers' hearts apart, and a lot of times, it kills me because a lot of times it'd be the chicks who aren't hot enough to really act like they're the shit, but they're just hot enough to get like a decent looking beta dude to validate their existence. And that's why as men we need to raise our standards, because these bitches, you be seeing bitches out here, you're barely a 7. You clearly spent your whole childhood feeling inferiority complex, and now suddenly you got a little bit of cuteness and now you just abusing motherfuckers left and right. Cannot stand for it, people. 100%. Stop letting these bitches just, oh man. I just had to share that story with you, man. So until next time, see you on the side, pimp.